Hi everyone. I'm Samantha, and I chose to do my New Testament project on learning to love as the Savior loves. I specifically chose this not only as I'm preparing to get married in June, but also kind of as I leave my family and figuring out how to juggle not only like loving a spouse um, unconditionally, but also expressing love to my family, letting them know that, um, I'm not leaving them behind or, um, you know, moving on to a new family, but that I still love and adore them. Um, Also, I found in my life previously, I didn't notice this when I first chose the project, but I noticed that I was loving when it was easy to love, but I wasn't loving when it was hard to love. Um, but ultimately, I know through studying the New Testament that the Savior loves unconditionally. So I use the New Testament as a manual for helping me figure out the patterns and the principles the Savior used when he expressed love. And oftentimes he would express it not in words saying, I love you, but more through actions, weeping with Mary and Martha when Lazarus died, um, showing compassion on the multitude. Right after John the Beloved or John the Baptist passed away, he had compassion on the multitude and fed them. um, other various stories. The Lord showed his love through actions, and I used the principles that he set forth to help me in my interactions, not only with my spouse but also with my family. I found that the Savior expresses love um, through prayer, and I think this is very evident in the intercessory prayer. So I tried to really pray for my family and some other things. The Savior also expresses love through spending time with people and getting to know them. And I was kind of feeling sad because I'm not near my family, so I couldn't really spend a lot of time with them besides calling them. I made the effort to call them every single week, make sure I talked to them, remembered what they were doing, prayed specifically for, the things that were going on in their life. But as my visual representation of what I did on helping me learn this love, I created a family book for my family. Um, it has 3 pages dedicated to each family member um, in my intermediate family. So there's my father, my mother, my sister-in-law. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see the pages. My brother, my other brother, and my little sister. And on each of the pages for each person, on the first page, there's an envelope that has a personal biography in it, and I tried to kind of incorporate family history elements, and I wrote as much as I could about their life that I remembered. Found that I knew a lot more about my parents, and they had done a lot more than my sister, who's only lived for 17 years. And then there were 2 more envelopes that I wrote specifically for each individual. The top one, I don't know if you probably can't read it. It says characteristics that I admire about them, things that I've noticed in them that that I love, and that I think are really good examples for me. And then also memories that I've had with each individual. And I found by doing this, I surprised myself. I've been having a really hard time finding love for my brothers, because, like I said, I was loving people who were easy to love, but I wasn't really loving those um, people in hard moments or whatever, or who I disagreed with. And one thing that I noticed with my oldest brother growing up, we just never really got along. I didn't feel like, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to think of very many memories. I could think of the most memories with him. They just kept coming. I was like, I remember that part, and I remember that part, and I loved this experience because it taught me um, how to sit down and watch my siblings and think about really what is going on in their life that's really great, instead of just looking at the things that are not so good. um, I love the Savior's pattern. I love his principle, and I'm really grateful for um, getting to learn how He loves and have it affect my life and change my perspective. Thanks for watching.